Hey everyone, welcome back. So here is the beginning of Go With The Flow Part 2. It is nighttime and I am sitting down to read and start my July book. So July's prompt was to read something in a different format. So the last book I read, which you guys know, was Evie Drake Starts Over. So I am going to read a book on my Kindle. I actually have it physically as well, so I'm just going to show you, but the next Mrs. Parrish is going to be my pick. However, I am reading it on my Kindle because it's a NetGalley it'll help me with my NetGalley percentage. So I'm very excited to start this one. I loved The Last Mrs. Parrish. When I read it, I remember feeling like it was something I hadn't read before as far as the twists and turns, and it was really entertaining, and I was really obsessed with it when I read it. I recommend it to a lot of people. So I have high hopes. I mean, it's been years. So when I found out this was coming out, I was actually kind of shocked. I had no idea that this was ever going to be a thing. I won't go into too much detail because it is kind of a sequel, but we are back with the Parrish, Mrs. Parrish, and it should be a really good time. So I will check in soon with my thoughts. But yeah, I just had the chance to kind of grab a blanket and start reading. So want to let you guys know my July pick. All right, see you guys soon. Hey everyone, it's Jen checking in. So Go With The Flow. I have started the next Mrs. Parrish and I am enjoying it so far. I'm just at the very beginning. Everything is to be expected so far as how I'm liking the writing and everything. Sorry, it's a little bumpy. But yeah, going good so far. There is a character that is not really in the jacket cover description, so I'm intrigued to see how that all ties in. But overall, I'm enjoying it. I'm currently driving to dog training, so for my work, for our school, we're getting a facility dog, and his name is Rusty, and he is the cutest thing. He's a golden lab mix, and there's a lot of training that comes with it through the organization we're getting the dog from. I'll be one of the handlers. I'm not the host family, but I'm a handler, and so we're going to some training. He's right there in the back. He's doing pretty good with the car ride. Rusty. There he is. Isn't he cute? He's so cute. So that's it. I will check in again, let you know how it's going with the next Mrs. Parrish. I have high hopes, high expectations. Hope the audio is okay on this and that you guys aren't feeling sick from me bouncing around. And I will see you guys soon. Hey everyone, so I'm here to give you my final thoughts on the next Mrs. Parrish. So I'm going to settle on a 3 stars. It was a little disappointing. I had really high expectations for this. One of the thoughts I keep thinking about throughout reading this reading experience is, would I have rated it higher had it been published, a year later? I think it was 6 or 7 years ago that the first one came out. It read a little bit too soap opera-y or Lifetime movie-ish to me. And I love to hate Amber, but overall, it was just kind of okay. A little bit predictable. I had a really hard time believing Jackson's motives. I found myself eye-rolling a lot. I did have a fun-ish experience reading this, so it wasn't a bad book by any means. I just think it didn't live up to what I had imagined it would be in my mind. So yeah. Am I mad I read it? No, absolutely not. Definitely, I think it's worth a read. It helped me with my NetGalley because I had an ARC, so I read it on my Kindle. Overall, it was okay. It was a 3-star. I didn't hate it, but it didn't live up to my hopes of what I wanted from this book. But that's okay. So we're on to our next read for next month, and I will see you guys pretty soon. Bye. Okay, so I'm here to check in for my Go With The Flow book for August. In July, I read this, and August's prompt is complementary color. So I'm going to read Tell Me, blue and orange are complementary. And this one, Tell Me, is a sequel to Find Me, which I really enjoyed. I read a couple years ago, I think. So this one we're following Rennie Fisher and Detective Daniel Ellis. So we have a police detective and an FBI agent. Won't go into too much detail there because I don't want to ruin book one. But in this book, the main storyline is we have a campsite on California's Pacific Crest Trail, and a guide is murdered, and 3 young hikers vanish without a trace. So this is the only lead is a puzzle in itself, a video of the crime scene looking eerily staged, uploaded to social media. The girl who posted it can't be found. Is it a viral hoax gone unspeakably wrong, or is there something more sinister at play in the forest? I don't want to read any more, but I really, really enjoyed Find Me. It was a 5-star book. I recommend it to a lot of people because I don't hear too much about it. And this is his follow-up. So Orange and Blue. I will check in once I start reading this. I actually tried to start last night and I fell asleep 2 pages in because it was too late. It was too late to start. So I will check in with you and let you know how this is going. Bye. Hey everyone, checking in. Okay, so it's very late. I'm very tired. I need to go wash my face and go to bed. But I'm at chapter 18. Let's see, page 118. 118, chapter 18. And I am so enjoying this book. Again, the writing, I'm thrown right back in. I don't want to spoil anything about the first book, but there's a lot going on. We're covering a lot in this book as far as plot is concerned, but she's doing such a good job with me still feeling so connected to Rennie and Daniel. I'm even liking the atmosphere. Rennie is, retreated to the desert because this is where she's doing her healing as she's still suffering pretty severely from her PTSD from the first book. And she really, even though her and Daniel aren't talking all the time or anything like that, Daniel is her person that she feels like she can reach out to when she needs support and everything like that. So continuing with their relationship, it's, that's not giving anything away, their working relationship, but, I'm enjoying equally. I like how we're digging into Daniel's backstory a little bit more. I don't feel the author's doing a really good job pulling along the plot of the missing hikers, and also at the same time continuing to develop these characters. And I can't seem to put it down. I'm really hoping it's already halfway through, and I'm like, I hope they make she writes a 3rd book, because I'm already. If this is it, I'm going to be sad when it's over because I'm not done with Rennie and Daniel. There's so much more here that I want in more books. So the ongoing plot from the first book, as far as the main characters, is going strong, and also really enjoying what's happening with these girls, that's in the back of the cover. So I don't think that gave anything away. But yeah, so I will check in. I'm going to get ready for bed and keep reading, and because that usually makes me tired. So I probably won't check in again tonight, but I will check in. I have a feeling I'm going to finish this weekend because tomorrow morning I just have to wake up and read and have my coffee. So I might be checking in again tomorrow with my finishing thoughts if this book keeps going the way that it has been going, because I am thoroughly enjoying it. So, all right, signing off. Good night, everybody, and I will see you in the next check-in. Bye. Okay, so final thoughts on Tell Me by Anne Frasier. So this isn't quite a 5-star. I think I'm going to give it 4 in Goodreads because we can't do half stars. I'm going to say 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed every page. I am so impressed on how much Anne Frasier puts into this shorter book. It's 266 pages. I love the closure we got with Daniel's character. I loved Rennie in this one just as much as last time. I enjoyed every single page. And I hope there's a 3rd one. I don't think there's gonna be, which is kind of sad, but I'm hoping there's a 3rd book in this series. Yeah, it was really good. I really encourage you guys to pick up this. Hopefully it's not, but duology. I would definitely read Find Me first because you're going to miss a lot I mean, you could read it as a standalone, but you're not going to get the same things out of it if you don't read Find Me First because of Daniel and Rennie's characters. So the mystery part of it could be a standalone for sure. But yeah, it was so good. I loved, I don't want to say too much without being spoiler. Let's just say I loved the closure we got with Daniel, the healing we got with Rennie, the, ongoing case kept me guessing. There was twists and turns throughout this book, and it was really, really entertaining. And I read this pretty fast. Let's see, I think, okay, technically 4 settings, but the first setting I fell asleep after a few pages, or I can't remember, a chapter or something. When I started this, I just started it at 10:30 one night. It was just too late. But yeah, this only took me 3 sittings to go ahead and finish this. So this was really good. Now to pick my next month's book, I have to find a book. This took me a minute. A book by an author that this has a blurb from. As you can see, there's no blurbs on here, but I'm kind of cheating because it's my own rule. But inside here, where all the praise from the authors is, right there is Lisa Gardner. If you can see that. And I definitely heard another review also compared this book, saying to readers who like Lisa Gardner, and, a couple other, Iris Johansson, Kay Hooper, and Lisa Gardner, you will like this book as well. So, yeah, so I'm going to read next. This is actually a beginning of a new series by her, and this is Before She Disappeared. I've read Lisa Gardner before. It's been a while, but I'm very excited. This one, we have a recovering alcoholic who has devoted her life to search for the missing people, the closed cases of missing people. Not closed cases, I guess. They're not solved or unsolved, but no one's looking for these people anymore. She, in this book, is searching for Angelique Badu. She's a Haitian teenager who vanishes from her high school. Takes place in Boston. Her name is Frankie. And it looks like she probably pairs up with a police officer in the area. So yeah, it's going to probably be fast paced, probably lots of twists and turns as well. So this will be my next pick for next month. So anyways, that's it. I'll see you guys soon. Bye. Hey everyone. Okay, here's my first check-in for Before She Disappeared by Lisa Gardner. So I'm about 60 pages in. It's starting off pretty good. We're opened up with this really cool scene, and it was very intense, and it was like she was drowning, just kind of like the cover. You can see this cover, this lady is underwater, and so then you pick up just kind of following her character, getting to know her a little bit. She's a recovering alcoholic. Frankie Elkin is her name, and she obviously is distraught, and she has not had the best, easiest life, and she is going around trying to solve these missing people cases. So a little bit is kind of like, okay, you're in your 30s, this is what you do. A little unbelievable, but that's the whole premise of the book, so we're going to keep going with it. So we're just kind of starting to follow her as she's trying to learn more about the case, get settled into where she is living, which is above a bar. She has nothing to her name, and you're getting a little bit of her backstory, but not too much yet. And she's already pissing people off trying to ask questions about where this girl is and get to know her and her, where she was last seen, those kinds of things. As she's starting to investigate, she's kind of making the detective mad. She's pissing off the family a little bit, but she's trying to get this job done. So far, so good. Like I said, a little bit unbelievable as far as this is really what she does. I just can't imagine that. But yeah, so I'll check in soon and let you guys know my thoughts after I read some more. Okay? Hey everyone, okay, checking in. So I'm halfway through Before She Disappeared by Lisa Gardner. I left the book upstairs on accident, but this is the jacket cover. It's going great. The pace is picking up. The mystery's starting to unravel, all the different layers, and I'm really liking it. I have to know what happened to Angelique. I still think it's a little bit unlikely that we have a 30-year-old main character that has not called a place home in 9 years and has just been a nomad with no job, very little clothes, very little belongings, and just following these missing cases and trying to help out. Is it impossible? No. Has it probably happened? Sure. But I've been in my 30s and I can't imagine doing that. She puts herself in these positions, these situations as she's trying to do this, amateur detectives type stuff. And there's no way in the world I would ever put myself in some of these situations, not without a gun, a badge, backup. But it's really good. And we're getting more and more pieces to Frankie's backstory, which is helping me really enjoy and fall for her character. She's very flawed and realistic, but there's a lot of layers to why she's doing the way she is. The author's doing a good job of writing the story and writing her character to kind of explain to the reader why she's doing something that would be so uncommon in real life. Still not 100% believable for me, but it's not enough of a eye roll or part of the book that I think is not the strongest point of the book to outweigh the mystery and how much I'm enjoying finding out what happened to Angelique. I have a feeling the second half of the book is gonna read really fast because now we're kind of the head of the build up, and now I think we're gonna just tumble down and get all the answers. I like the relationship she's forming with the people in the community. I especially like the relationship she's forming with the detective, the Boston PD detective. He's also flawed. We don't really know too much of why yet. It's more focused on Frankie, and we're getting only her perspective. So we don't get his perspective of anything. Of course, he has dialogue and everything, but not the story's not told from his point of view at all, which is fine. So we got one point of view. And it's a very forward-moving timeline. The only flashbacks we're really getting are as they're looking back at videotapes and trying to discover that. But the only real flashbacks we're getting are little pieces of Frankie's past. Still don't know the whole story, but I'm very intrigued to find out more about that. It's been a while since I've read a Lisa Gardner book, over 10 years, but I remember now why I kind of binge read library books from her back in the day, before I owned all these beautiful books. But I really like her writing style. I really like what she does with the detective story. I really like detective police procedural books. And I just haven't read one in a while, it feels like. And I'm really enjoying my reading experience. So again, another really good go with the flow pick. This is going really well, you guys. I'm excited. Next month, though, for October, we have a week left of September. So my next book, the prompt is you have to have a word in the title that was in the title of the previous book. So before, she, or disappeared. I only have 3 choices. So I didn't really think that out. I could have picked a title with a lot, like an and or a the, but no. So probably going to go with she, but I'll get into that with my wrap-ups of this book and pull some books that are options, and obviously you guys I'll tell you what I'm reading next for October. So, but yeah, overall, I'm happy with how these books have been, just the outcome I've had. I've had a lot of good books on this, and through this reading experience, challenge, whatever you want to call it. So, yeah, that's it. All right, I'm going to head upstairs. I'm going to get ready for bed. I'm going to get some tea, and I'm probably just going to call it a night and finish this book, or at least read a chunk of it before the book falls on my head because I fell asleep. So, yeah, there you have it. Okay, I'll see you guys later. Okay, so final thoughts on Before She Disappeared. 4.5 stars. I really enjoyed it. It was, like I said before earlier, I was so glad and so good to be back in a Lisa Gardner book. I love her writing style. I haven't read a police procedural in a while, so that scratched that itch. Yeah, I mean, was it a perfect book? No, but I really appreciated how the author kind of gave us pieces of her backstory, of Frankie's backstory, which definitely explained why she is this traveling nomad at 36 years old, which is still, that's why it's not 5 stars for me. It's just so unbelievable. But that's just a personal thing. But overall, I still really enjoyed the mystery. I have book 2. I'm going to pick it up at some point. So this is staying on my shelves. Yeah, there was, everything about this was great, except for that one little part that just kind of drove me crazy. But I appreciated what she did to explain why she's doing this, why Frankie is so flawed. The last part of the book, since we last checked in, there was a lot of action as we geared into the finale of the story. And definitely, if you like police procedurals, you will like this one. Lisa Gardner, you can't go wrong. So that was good. All right, so let's talk about what's next. So for October, I have to pick a book with one of these words before she disappeared in the next book. So I am going to pick up and take with me on vacation to Cayman Islands, coming up soon, The Secrets She Keeps by Michael Robotham. So I think this might be his debut book. I'm not sure on that. This is an older backlist. It was published in 2017, so it's a little bit older. I read 2 other ones by him. Why can I not think of the name? Okay, so to pick out October's, I have to come up with a book with either Before She or Disappeared in the title. So I decided to read The Secrets She Keeps by Michael Robotham. Hello everyone, I am in the Cayman Islands and having a great time. If you can hear the background, maybe there's thunder. We now have a tornado warning, so we're going with that. But so far we got here and we got here yesterday and we're here for a good friend's wedding. And so yesterday was just like a cocktail hour after the rehearsal dinner, and you're only here for a few hours yesterday. It's very hot here all the time and very humid, so you probably will have to please excuse how I look in some of these video clips because it is sweaty. When you're in the water it's good, but once you get out and dry off it's deadly hot again. But I know I decided about doing that Michael Robotham book that I mentioned earlier for my next Go With The Flow, but I changed my mind, and this is why. I'm going to read Sian Gilbert's She Started It. I downloaded it for free on my Kindle, even though I own a physical copy. So she is that word that is the same from the previous book. And the reason why I decided to do that is because it takes place on a Caribbean island, and they're going there for like a hen party, which is the British way of saying like bachelorette party. So I thought it would be perfect because I'm in the Caribbean and on an island. Now, obviously this one isn't isolated, but so here's the cover. On my Kindle, She Started It by Sian Gilbert. And yes, so I have started it already. I started it a little bit on the airplane, and it looks like it's just going to be catty girl drama, which should be a fast read, a good read to read at the beach. Right now we're just kind of getting introduced to all the characters. It's about a group of friends that were mean to one girl in like grade school, and 10 years later they haven't spoken. The group of 4 girls have, but they haven't spoken to Poppy, who is the girl they were kind of bullying. And so she invites them, all expenses paid, to come to this island for her wedding. So they reluctantly agree to go because it's a free vacation and they're curious. And so that's kind of where we're at now. We're just introduced to each of the characters. So far, I'm really liking it. It's definitely going to be a quick read. It's not, the writing's not anything special so far, but it's just like something you could eat with candy and popcorn. Like it's going to be good, I think. I think it'll be a fast read. I'll probably get it finished today, maybe. So that is all I have. I will check in soon with my thoughts. Bye. Here's a clip from my balcony. just to see how beautiful it is. You can see over there the skies are a little darker. That's that tornado coming in. Rain is supposed to stop at like 2 p.m. I hope so, because my friend's wedding is tonight at 5 p.m. on the beach. So yeah, but this is our room. The pool is over that way. But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful paradise. Very blessed to be able to be here and spend some time with my husband and some good friends, and yeah. Good morning from Grand Cayman. So check in. I'm halfway through. She started it, and it is very good. It's definitely like a quick popcorn read, like I mentioned before. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying all the characters and the catty girl drama. Is it going to be a 5-star book? Probably not. Maybe. I can't imagine it would be at this point, but yeah, so I'm going to read and have my iced coffee. I'm just enjoying the beach. I'm actually going to take a little walk on the beach first before I start reading. But I wanted to check in and tell you it's going well. And I think I'm like 65% done on my Kindle. So I'll probably finish this book today and start something else next. So that's it. I will see you guys and check in soon. Bye. Okay, so I finished. She started it. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I literally just got out of the Caribbean swimming a few minutes ago, so excuse the wet hair. But I finished this book, 3 stars for me. Since we last checked in, it definitely picked up the pace of like the events of the book. I don't want to be spoilery, but things started happening. And that part was intense and good, and I was liking the atmosphere of the island and the storm that was brought in and the things that were starting to happen to the different friends at the party without saying too much. There were kind of, I would say, 2 major twists at the end. One of them I guessed. The other one I saw coming as soon as, like, I didn't guess it, but I kind of guessed it right before the reveal. So, I don't know. It was just okay. I mean, like I said, it was a good, quick read for the beach. That was the positive about it. Like, it didn't take a lot of thought. It was entertaining. Will I keep it on my shelves? Probably not. I'll probably put it in my Pango shop for someone else to hopefully enjoy it. But yeah, it was just okay. It was just okay. If you're new to the thriller genre, you might really enjoy this, but I just read too many thrillers, so it did nothing special for me. Unfortunately, I had higher hopes, I think, too. But, you know, glad I read it. It was entertaining. It got the job done. And, yeah, so that's it. So I'm starting The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent next. It's not for Go With The Flow. It's just my next read for, that I'm going to read for October. So, yeah. I've already started that, and it's going good so far. It's kind of weird to read a dark vampire book on a beach, but I'm into it. So, yeah. Anyways, that's it. All right. Love from Grand Cayman. I will see you guys soon. Bye. Okay, so November is starting soon. Today is Halloween. And Friday is November 1st, and so I am ready to share with you my next Go With The Flow book. And the surprise is Sarah and I are going to be buddy reading our November Go With The Flow book. We figured in the the first 6 months, our first video, you guys got to see that we met each other in person, and that was so exciting. And so we thought for the second half, the second round of the year, we should do a buddy read. So I'm very excited, and I'm glad we're doing this buddy read because I might need some support because this is out of my comfort zone. So November's prompt is some different, or a book with a different country from the previous book. So The previous book took place in the Bahamas. This book takes place in a country that does not exist because it's fantasy. So win-win. It worked for both of us. Oh, my dog's barking. Sorry. Malice by John Gwynn. This is book 1 in the Faithful and the Fallen series. I apologize for the dog barking, but I'm so excited to get started. So Sarah and I have this mapped out in November, how many pages-ish each week we're going to read. We're going to take our time and do the whole, take the whole month to read it because we're both going to be reading other things as well in November. So there's no rush to get through this, but we will be vlogging our experience, and I'm so happy that we're doing it together. This one takes place in a land called the Banished Lands. All I know about it is, my nails match the cover. All I know about it is it's like giants and lots of fighting. It says the Banished Lands has a violent past where armies of men and giants clashed in battle. But now giants stir anew, stones weep blood, and there are sightings of giant, I think the word is worms. It's WYRMS. I mean, what else could it be, right? Those who can still read the signs see a threat far greater than the ancient wars. For if the black sun gains ascendancy, mankind's hope and dreams will fall to dust, and it can never be made whole again. So, epic tale, good versus evil. It looks like there's 4 main characters. Corbin, who wants nothing more than to be a warrior under King Brendan's rule to protect and serve. It says that day will come too soon, and the price he pays will be in blood. Evnus, he has sacrificed too much, it seems, but what he wants is the power to rule. It will soon be in his grasp, and nothing will stop him once he has started on this path. Veratus is the newest member of the warband for the High Prince, Nathair. He is one of the most skilled swordsmen to come out of his homeland, yet he is always under the shadow of his older brother. And then we have Nathair. He has ideas and lots of plans. Many of them don't involve his father, the High King Aquilius, nor does he agree with his father's idea to summon his fellow kings to council. I did download this from my library on audio as well to try to help me with the names. Obviously, I haven't listened to it yet. I probably butchered a lot of those. So I may read it like through audio at first just to kind of get all the names settled in my head with it being fantasy. And it'll be good to have backup in case I do struggle through this one. Not because it's not good, but just because it sounds like a lot's going on, a lot of fighting, a lot of battle scenes, a lot of characters. So this one's out of my comfort zone, but I am so excited to get started. I will check in once I start reading this. Every time Sarah and I check in with each other about just talking about the book, I will hop on here, tell you my thoughts, tell you how it's going. So I'm excited. All right, see you soon. All right, so quick check-in with Malice. So Sarah and I decided we're not sticking to the 3 chapters a day kind of thing. It's just not working out. So we're just checking in when we can with each other. I am on chapter 31, which is page 230. Not even halfway yet, as you can see. I am enjoying this. I will be honest, it's been a little bit slow going in the beginning, just because there are so many characters. We're building he's building a whole different world. So like nothing is set in our world, and it's a lot to follow. The map in the beginning is helping. I'm now getting to the point where I know who's who, the plot is picking up, and I'm getting to a point where I think that it's going to be hard to put down, because now I feel settled in this world, and I'm happy because it started off a little bit rough for me because there was so much going on, so many, different names of places and people that are also, sometimes hard to pronounce, that kind of thing. But I have the basis of what's going on. I have a feeling that the rest of this book is going to be all action-packed war scenes, but maybe not. Right now, the direction it's taking, one of my favorite characters, his name is Corbin. It's got the chosen one trope, and I really like him, and I don't want to spoil anything, but I really like where his storyline is going. There's a fun little reveal that we just got. that involves an animal, which I really like. And that's all I'll say about that. But just know I am almost halfway. My goal, I'm still going to finish this in time to post this video for you guys, but it's definitely something I can't just speed through. I have to take my time with it to make sure I am fully understanding what's going on, because it is high epic fantasy. I'm not used to high epic fantasy. It's not something I normally read, so therefore I'm taking it slow, but I'm happy I am taking it slow because I'm starting to really enjoy it. Like I said, a little slow so far, but it's starting to pick up. I'm starting to feel less lost knowing what's going on, and now I'm excited to see what happens to these characters. So I will check in again, probably at least one more time before the end, because we still have like, oh gosh, how many more pages do we have? We still have 400 pages. So I'll do another check-in in about 100 to 200 pages, and then again at the end for you guys. Okay? See ya. Hey everyone. Okay, so I finished Malice. This took a very long time. It took me all month to finish this, but I'm so glad I read it. I went back and forth between a 4 and a 5 star. And I think I'm going to settle on a 5 only because I do want to continue in this series. Obviously, I can't say too much without giving you guys spoilers, but so much happens in this book. I would say the first 200 to 300 pages, I felt very just confused, trying to keep track of who's who. I feel like a lot of the main characters, there wasn't a lot of differentiation in between each character, so there was a lot of overlap. So I think it's a me problem, not a book problem. I'm just not used to high fantasy. But after about the 250, 300 page mark, it kind of took a turn for me, and I really started where I couldn't put it down. The action kept going. The writing is great. Again, I think John Gwynn's writing is very good and very strong. And I definitely want to continue. It just took me a minute to get situated and settled in this world of the Banished Lands. More of a me problem. But yeah, my two favorite characters, Corbin and Nethere, were my two favorites. Corbin is the chosen one trope, and I love that trope, so I really enjoyed that. I don't want to give anything away, but definitely feel settled in this world, and I'm excited to continue. So November's book was another great read, another 5 star. This has been such a fun reading experience. As you know, I'm also in the middle of The Attic Child, which is my December book, my female author pick. So that's going really well too. So that's it. This wraps up Malice. Thanks. Bye. Hey guys, okay, so just checking in. So Sarah and I were talking, and we've realized that in order to get part 1 and part 2 videos out to you in December, along with part 3 with our special announcement that's coming, that we might have to read our December book kind of at the same time as the November book, or at least start it in November. So I picked it out, so I wanted to share with you guys. So yes, I'm currently still reading Malice, but I'm also, since we are buddy reading that, we're going at a different pace. So I have my December book that I might be reading as well a little bit in November. And so the prompt is an author of a different gender. So I needed a female author. So what I have is The Attic Child by Lola Jaye. I picked this one because I have a feeling I'm really going to love it. I have a feeling it'll make for an interesting video because I think it's going to be one of those that has all the feels in it. I think it's going to be a little bit tough of a read. It's historical fiction. We're following 2 timelines, 2 children that have some kind of connection from both having to live in the same attic of this house in London. One of the timelines, a child is plucked from, I think, the Congo, and brought to London. And then the other timeline, it's more recent, and I'm not sure exactly what happens there. But yeah, so this is going to be my Go With The Flow for December book. So I'm going to be checking in about both of these books kind of at the same time. So just want to let you know. And I don't know, I'm not going to start this for a little bit here, probably another week or so. Want to get further in Malice. And I'm obviously reading other books this November. So, excuse me. So I don't know when I'll start this, but I was excited to share with you guys my December Go With The Flow pick. Okay, see you later. Hey, so I'm checking in. I am obsessed with this book, The Attic Child. So I'm about 200 pages in. We have 2 different timelines, which you know. I will say I'm enjoying Celestine's timeline a little bit more than Laura's so far. I don't know if that will change, but this is such a hard to read historical fiction, but I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the writing, everything. I don't know if this is a debut. I can't remember. It might be. This is such a good book, you guys. We don't have all of Laura's history yet. Like I said, I feel like we have more of Celestine's timeline so far. I have a lot of mixed, torn feelings just about everything that's going on in this book. I'm trying not to give anything away. But I'm really enjoying my reading experience. I'm finding myself, when I pick it up, I don't want to put it down, which is always a great sign. This is a little bit on the longer side for historical fiction, so I'm hoping and praying that it ends up being a 5-star and I don't feel like it's carrying on too much, that it's too long. But I'll keep you posted. But so far, pick this up, you guys. This is so good. This is bittersweet. It's pulling on my heartstrings, but I'm enjoying it. So I finished The Attic Child. I just finished 2 seconds ago. I've been drinking my coffee. I have a cute little holiday mug I got from Target. I was filming earlier a different video, so that's why I have makeup on, but I took a break. I have my cozy blanket, and I sat down just to have a goal of reading 50 pages, and I could not put it down. So this was a 5-star read for me. I obviously don't want to spoil this, but this was such a good historical fiction. not always, a lot of times when I read historical fiction, I always feel like this, just so fulfilled, and it's so good, and I don't know why I don't read more historical fiction. So that's a 2025 goal of mine. I would like to read more historical fiction, because I really do enjoy it. I really do. There's slower reads for me sometimes, like a mystery thriller, so I think that's why I don't gravitate to them as much as mystery thriller, but this was just such a good story. I ended up liking both timelines equally. It just took me a minute to enjoy Laura's timeline more. But this is just such a beautiful story. It was heartbreaking. The writing was great. I want to check out more by this author for being so chunky. I was thinking there's nothing really she could have cut out. Everything was important. So the length made sense in that sense. But it's a little longer than I'm used to for historical fiction. But this was so good. So good. What a great way. Such a great book to finish out this Go With The Flow vlog series. I'm so happy I'm ending on such a high positive note. Yeah, that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching this vlog and being there, even though you didn't know you were here, but being there the whole year for me doing this this vlogging experience, the Go With The Flow. It was so fun. And yeah, that's it. So wrap it up. This was good. This was good. This is a great ending for my December book. And let's see, when you guys watch this, it will be up soon, and it will be one of my Vlogmas videos. So I'm excited that I was able to use this for that. So anyways, that's all I got. Thanks again. I'll see you guys later. Bye. So yeah, I loved it. I loved it. What a great way to end. Thank you all for being part of this journey, even though you didn't know you were part of it. But I hope you enjoyed this 2-part vlog series. I had so much fun making it, and I'm excited to do more Go With The Flow stuff. There has an announcement coming out your way next, so keep an eye out for that. All right, see you guys. Happy reading. Bye. So So yes, what a great way to end. So glad this was the last book and it was ended on such a high note for this year-long vlog that I've been working on. Thank you guys so much for being part of it, even though you had no idea that you were part of it. I had so much fun. It's definitely something that I will look forward to doing again at some point. No, I don't like it. So yes, so I'm so glad that I ended this year-long vlog on such a high note. This was such a great book. It was a little bit long, like I said, but I'm so glad everything in here was important. Every page was part of a bigger story, right? Bigger story, no shit. So yes, I am so glad that this last book for December, for my year-long Go With The Flow, ended on such a high note. I enjoyed it so much. Such a bittersweet story filled with so much heart. I got some history in there, obviously. I ended up liking both timelines in the same fashion. Like at first I was kind of leaning towards Celestine's timeline more than Laura's, but she caught up with me. I loved how they intertwined. The ending of this was so beautiful. Oh my gosh, you guys, I cannot wait to read more by Lola Jaye. I feel like this was popular. It was book of the month, but I'm so glad I picked it up, and you guys need to pick this up and check it out. If you like historical fiction, this one is a must read for sure. So thanks again being part of this journey, even though you had no idea you were doing a year-long reading journey with me, but I had so much fun making this content for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Happy reading. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.